I'll say the Gen Z is very smart. They kind of read it and they don't want to join an organization which is proprietary driven. ईमेल पढ़ के जब आदमी सामने आता तो ईमेल कुछ आदमी कुछ ऐसा हो जाता.
In the mirror and ask yourself a question: who am I today? Right? And we had a lot of brainstorming over it. What actually has been coming over generations? What has been handed over?
Hello everyone. Welcome to our new season of our podcast on industrial marketing. In this season, I will be bringing you conversation with leaders who are driving the manufacturing sector in India. And in this episode, I have with me a third generation entrepreneur from Harnex Systems, and we will be focusing our discussion largely on a very delicate and sensitive topic, that is bridging a balance between legacy and driving innovation. We will also explore various other topics that includes leadership, technology, branding as an asset tool. We will be also discussing on attracting the new generation of talent that is driving the industry and the exciting future of manufacturing that is coming up in India. So let's get started. Welcome Rohan to the episode.
Thanks, Vijay.
Yeah, most welcome. And I mean, we've known each other for about 6 to 7 years.
Correct.
And from one plant to today, I think 4 plants. Rohan, you not just inherited a business, it comes along with a certain legacy.
Right.
So, I mean, how do you find, how do you implement or bridge a balance between the legacy and new ideas and, transformations of that order?
So, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me for this podcast.
Most welcome. It's a pleasure.
Yeah. And see, for us, we are the third generation in this business. Me, my younger brother, now even Devendra is with us. So, but since childhood, like when we were 5-6 years old, since then we've been going to the office, looking at how my father, my grandfather used to work.
Right.
And that, I think, that is why we always use this quote of business runs into our blood kind of thing. So, बचपन से देखते आए वही चीज़ है. And of course, because they have worked so hard in their lives, today we have a base foundation, rock solid foundation on which we can really erect a strong building, right?
Correct.
So, but having said that, your question about legacy and the new, new ways of working is, see, there are certain things that don't change in the organization. The way you think, the way you, your core values, those are rock solid, those are still there. Even if we are the third generation, and I'm sure that the generations to come, the company will always be there and there'll be these values will be continued, right?
Correct.
But you have to always get a new perspective, new way of working in the organization. When I joined the business around 2010, that time we had one small unit in Nigdi now, in Pune. And from there were a lot of challenges at that point in time also of meeting the customer expectations and ensuring that we have the customer who has given us business till now with us for the future, and then on that base we grow the business, right? And that time, then when I joined as a kind of a trainee in the company. I just finished my MBA in finance from Symbiosis, and that time it was a very, very different thought process. But as years passed by, a lot of thought processes evolved. We learned a lot from so many mentors, guides, as to how you can grow your business, how can you scale the business to the next level.
Correct.
And thankfully, we are able to bridge a gap between the old legacy traditions and the
new ideas,
new ideas and growth stories. Yeah.
So, that brings me to my second question is, so if you were to, highlight 2 to 3 specific challenges, like you rightly said that while we keep our foundation strong, we are growing multifold. So, what have been specifically 2 or 3 areas that you'd like to highlight wherein this transformation was enabled? The challenge areas where probably you needed to balance, the grandfather's legacy with the father's legacy, and then you guys taking it up.
I think I would say the challenge I mean, the most challenging thing. So people think if you are an outsider looking at us, I mean, you will feel that everything they've got ready-made and a lot of things, they've just got a seat where they can come and sit and start working. Right?
Correct.
But I feel that third generation, being the third generation or the second generation, is not more difficult but equally difficult in terms of, because you have to manage not only the business, you have to manage the thought process that comes as a legacy to you. Right. So I think the first and most important challenge was to evolve the thought process.
Right.
So I remember, I'll just quote one example. Like initially when I joined the business, I was looking after facing quality audits, QMS audits and everything. A couple of years later, I thought that now this is something where we need a person who will be looking after this particular role. Right. I went to my father. I told him that I shortlisted a candidate for that. I told him that this particular person we should think of hiring, because a lot of time I have to put in a lot of time there.
Right.
So that time he had a question that whether do you think we can afford this kind of a person and really maintain the kind of bottom line that we are having today. And then even I thought, I had certain, I was not 100% sure, and that's why I agreed to him that, okay, so right now let's not hire. Right?
Okay.
And then again, 6 months down the line, the same story. But then that thought process evolved, because unless you have a strong team, unless you have good people with you, you cannot grow beyond a certain limit. So then that was one point, and today we are having like 160 people in the white collared working with us.
Right.
And more than 1,000 people working in all the three plants put together.
Yes.
Right. So that was the first important challenge. Second is again about the growth journey. So when you're having a family business, you have this particular fear of losing your capital or not leveraging more than what you can go.
Jitna chadar utna pair type. Yeah.
So that kind of a thought process is always there, and I agree that it is important to preserve because it's a hard-earned money, right?
Correct.
We're working day and night for ensuring that we are really surviving, growing. There's so many families dependent on us. So, but that is the second challenge where we really but we've evolved in that also. I would say that last 17-18 years now, my journey has been really, really worthwhile. I've enjoyed working, and I think we are very passionate about. I personally am very, very passionate about business. You tell me at 3 a.m. I have to reach somewhere and do something. I'm really on my toes for that.
Correct.
So that was the second challenge.
Yeah.
So but now we have kind of balanced it. We are taking calculated risks, and that is important to grow the business.
Yeah.
Third challenge is always now we have surpassed that challenge, but you can say that 5-6 years ago we had this challenge of hiring, retaining the right kind of people with us. So there were so many occasions where we interviewed the candidates, gave them the expected match their expectations, but still end of the day we would find out that they are not joining. Why? So we dig deep there, and then we came to know that we were hiring from the industry leaders, and people have a lot of apprehensions towards coming to a mid-sized or a small-sized organization. We have, touchwood, we have bridged that particular gap a lot, and I think we'll discuss in the conversation. But this was the third challenge. But now we have overcome that challenge as well.
Yeah, it's actually also called pride of association. That's a factor that kicks in with the new generation.
Yes.
So that's been addressed now.
Yes.
All right. Rohan, now we recently celebrated our 50th year milestone, and that's 5 decades is quite a long time for a business.
Right.
So while the business has built a solid reputation across this 5 decades, what are the core values that you have kind of not changed? Ki ye rehna hi hai.
Right. So this is, I think, a very important question, because usually businesses do not think about, or nobody has really put in thought. Many people have not put a thought on what are the core values, coined it down, right? We are having 6 core values, right? And we had a lot of brainstorming over it, what actually has been coming over generations, what has been handed over, what do we want to what do we want our DNA to be.
Correct,
right?
correct.
So these 6 core values, first is commitment. This is the most important core value for us.
Correct.
And what do I mean by commitment is we value the होता है ना जुबान की कीमत वाला.
Right,
So
right.
we value our words, we value our commitments to given to anybody. So be it a customer, be it an employee, be it any other stakeholder,
Right.
you would hardly, you would not find anyone coming and saying that Harnex is not. So see, commitment means I'm not, I'll just quote myself again, that delivery आपको कल हो जाएगी और परसों हो गई, तो that is a fail on commitment. That is not the case, because
I
usually in the
understand.
manufacturing setup there is
Yeah.
there is a lot of factors.
These are
But-
landmines which happen.
Right.
Yeah.
But in terms of commitment, there will be not a single person who will come and tell you that Harnex company or our legacy company has हमारा कुछ पैसा डुबाया, हमको धोखा दिया. This
Correct.
kind of things,
Correct.
absolutely you will not find any
Yeah.
kind of this kind of things. Second value is compassion. We believe in giving back to the society.
Right.
We believe that we are privileged to have something worthwhile, and it is our duty to really have a inclusive kind of a workplace, not only workplace, outside the workplace also. So CSR has become mandatory for us from the last year onwards.
Correct.
But this has been in our DNA since the very beginning.
Yeah.
My grandfather used to earn like 400 rupees a month. He started when he first joined, his first job. But still, that saving culture comes to us inherently because we are Marwadis, we are Jains. So, बचत वाला mindset हमेशा से रहता है. So in that also, people who had those times, he keeps on telling us stories that people who used to earn double his salary, or more than double his salary, used to come on 25th of the month to Munot, I want some money from you.
Okay.
And he used to give 20-25 rupees because he used to save and everybody else used to.
True.
So that kind of so that way, and not only save, at that point in time also he used to donate.
Right.
For good causes.
Yeah.
So that has come in our DNA, and that is still a practice at our company.
Correct.
Like this particular value, we have a social club in our company.
Right.
So I'll tell you, I think the values I'll just finish and then I'll tell you about these 3 clubs. So the third value is eco-consciousness.
Right.
Where we are environmentally very conscious.
Absolutely.
Right? You've come to Harnex so many times, you will not find a single plastic bottle.
Correct.
Last 7 years, I have not used a single plastic bottle myself. I have not
Right.
bought a Bisleri bottle. Wherever I have traveled to Germany, I have gone for a Himalaya trek, but absolutely no, I have my own bottle. I fill the water wherever I get. किसी भी ढाबे का पानी पी सकता हूँ.
In fact, we have a couple of bottles in our office which we got from Harnex.
I know. so nahi, but that, what does this thing do is, because usually people think यार मैं अकेले करने से क्या होगा?
Right.
What will happen? But I think it is important, and
Yeah.
last 7 years, now my younger daughter, she is also an environment warrior.
Right.
She, wherever she sees this, Papa plastic wastage, Papa paper wastage.
Right.
So this is something which you inherit in the, which you inculcate in the child.
Right.
In the overall society. Our company, just a week ago, a person came to invite me for a wedding, right? And he told me, sir, me Green Club चा member आहे, and that is why I did not have a printout of the cards. I'm giving you on WhatsApp, and please consider this. Right?
Correct.
So I'm saying how people get inspired and how they follow in their own lives is very, very amazing.
Very important.
So these are third value. Fourth value is we are people centric, right?
Absolutely.
So we value people. And not only our team members, but the overall people aspect of the organization. So I think people is what makes the organization, right? And
True.
I always keep on saying this to my team, that they work for Harnex, they're spending half of their life there.
Correct.
So that should not be, मतलब वो मर के काम करने में मजा नहीं है, right? You're coming here, you should enjoy work.
Correct.
Okay, whatever, and I think stress does not come from working more. It comes from not acting on what you can act on.
Correct.
So that way we have worked, like when we were having a SAP implementation in our company, we worked for like 13-14 hours a day.
Okay.
Consistently for 6 months.
Yes.
But everybody enjoyed that particular period because there was no stress. There was so much of work, but there was so much of collaborative work.
Yeah.
There was so much of enjoyment. There's so many milestone celebrations. So that kind of an environment is something which we
I
like.
think that's also related to people finding a purpose.
Yes.
It's driven by
Yes.
purpose.
Yes. So again, values have really helped us coin our purpose and really make people associated with that purpose.
Correct.
Right. Now the fifth value is relationship building. Okay. So what do we mean by relationship building is business works on relations, right? And I don't mean the negative side of relationship building. The positive side of relationship building is when you have really good relations with your customers, with your suppliers, with all the stakeholders,
Correct.
even your team members, right? That helps you solve a lot of things. So I usually don't encourage the kind of communication like you see in the manufacturing or any company. There are a lot of emails being exchanged.
Yes.
There are a lot of escalations. There are a lot of chain of emails going on. I usually have an approach that come in front of face to face, talk to each other, get it out. What is the problem? Let's let it. So you see, it becomes very easy to get the business, get the things done if you have a very good relation with a person.
Correct.
If you have a good relation with a supplier, you can call him at 2 a.m. in the night and ensure that your work is done.
Correct.
If you don't have a good relation, he will not pick up your call.
And you'll need an email.
You'll need an email, you'll need escalations and all this kind of things. So this particular value, core value, has been since the very beginning, and we have ensured again that we have very good relations with our customers. The first customer that we had,
Yes.
like you mentioned that 50 years, now it's been 58 years, right?
Correct.
1968 we started with the customer and still they are our customers.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
one of our prestigious customers. So that shows the importance of relationship building.
Yes.
Even our suppliers there have been so many suppliers who are there with us since 20 years, 25 years, right? And they are really contributing well to so in spite of being a mid-sized organization, we are able to leverage our relationship with them to ensure that we have the good prices from them, good support from them, and
Correct.
all those things, right? And now the last value is excellence. Now, what do I mean by excellence is we've tried to upgrade ourselves. We have tried to bring excellence in every aspect that we do today. So a few examples are on the technology front. We adopted SAP S4HANA 3 years back,
Correct.
right? In 2022, when we were a very small organization, considering the SAP implementation. There have been so many instances where people have questioned this particular decision that at this size, why are you considering SAP and everything? But looking back, it has really helped us.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So you visited our Pithampur facility,
Yes.
you visited Pune plants. So you will see the best of the machines, the best of the infrastructure,
Absolutely.
the best of the systems implemented. So that has also helped us gain confidence from the customer, gain that particular respect in the market.
Absolutely.
Right? So that excellence aspect, we even the team members, we are hiring and we have already a team size which is best of the industry. They have come from various companies where they get the best practices along with them.
Correct.
So
Correct.
these are the 6 core values which I think defining this, and really you can see everywhere it is displayed on our website and the plant. And one more important aspect related to these core values, we formed 3 clubs in our company. Right. So one is a health and sports club.
Yes.
Second is the green club.
Yes.
And third is the social club.
Right.
Right. And these, if you see health and sports club, it's also related to one of our core value.
Yes.
Right? Green club is related to eco-conscious
To the core,
value.
yes.
And the social club is again compassion is the
Correct.
core value.
Correct.
So, and what we have done in these clubs, this is now the I think fourth year now, where these clubs are actively running in our company.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what these clubs do is every year in April there is a form floated in our organization, a Google form or a Microsoft form, wherein they have to enroll for these clubs, and it is not mandatory. There is no compulsion.
There's no compulsion.
So people, and they have to give a reason why do you want to be a part of the club.
Right.
So every year there are 10-12 members of these clubs for every club, and there's one leader chosen for that club. There's a budget given to that club that this year you have this much budget for spending on these activities, which we say suppose health and sports club. So we have a Harnex Premier League every year.
Yes.
There are so many, there's a monsoon trek. There are so many activities which happen from the health and sports club where they promote a healthy lifestyle for the people.
Correct.
And not only for Harnexians, it's for the outside world also.
Yes.
Second is the social club. There's a budget given to them also. They go to various, and most importantly, it is not the management who decides. It is the people who are leading those clubs. So they have full authority, freedom to choose the place where they think that they are making maximum impact, right? And the green club,
right,
where we have a green policy, where we have green in our DNA. And what has this resulted into? Last 4 years, we got 2 awards for being a green factory award for our Pune plant.
Yes, that's wonderful. Yes.
And one of the award was from MCCI, which is a very reputed body in Pune, right, in Maharashtra. So this is how the core value now in Harnex, you must have seen that we don't have to do anything extra for nowadays. They say that employee engagement and these kind of activities, that is something which goes on its own. It's not the HR's job. It is not the HR function which is ensuring that these things are happening, because these clubs are driving their own activities. At a point, couple of years back, we had a conversation from the people saying that sir, बहुत activities हो रही है, अभी हम लोगों को उतना time देने के लिए it's very difficult.
सही है.
So every other weekend something is happening. So we also, we told the team that you decide how do you want to manage that. But anyway, this is how we operate. Yeah.
So I believe what has happened, what I understand from the conversation is Harnex as an enterprise has worked on collective conscience, right? From starting with the core of the business, that is the legacy, to the values that have been brought in, how teams are functioning. So that brings me to my next question is technology. Right, technology is changing. I think once in 2 years in today's space and time, and that is transforming the face of manufacturing at all levels. Technology, Rohan, I believe has 2 aspects. One is the mindset of adopting technology. The other is implementing it. Right. So, from a collective conscience point of view, how is technology being, floated into the system in a way that there's a mindset to adopt it, and there is the will to execute it at Harnex?
So there is a third aspect also.
Okay.
One is the mindset. Second is the will to implement it.
Yeah.
Third is the budget to implement it. Okay. So these 3 are very important.
True.
And considering a mid-sized organization, all the more important.
Correct.
But see, I think in manufacturing industries, technology is something which is top-down approach.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Because if the person sitting at the top believes that technology is something which will drive the growth, which will drive the confidence of the customer, then it gets easier percolated down.
Correct.
And people have more acceptance towards it. Right?
Correct.
Rather than, say, suppose I give an example that if a person in my company at a senior managerial level or at a level, but management is not very convinced about this particular thing being implemented in our company. So it does not get driven from the management side, and then everybody knows that they don't have that kind of a drive, right?
It looks like another KRA or a KPI.
So some कुछ नया लेके आया है, पता नहीं होगा नहीं होगा, that kind of approach. But I think when it is driven from the management side, right, from the owner side, from the people who are running the business side, it becomes a very kind of a mandate for the people to do it, and also people are also willingly accepting it.
I think it comes in as second nature.
Yeah.
That's the idea, to bring in as a second nature.
So I think technology is something which none of us in your business, in my business, any business today can have a blind eye on.
Correct.
Right? So unless you are technologically advanced, you cannot survive in the business.
True.
So at Harnex, what approach we have taken always is, now we have taken a lot of decisions ahead of time also. Like since when we started long back, but when we set up a new plant in Pune.
Right.
When I joined, after 1 year, we had set up a plant in Bosri, where our head office is today.
Correct.
So that time we bought machines from a Swiss manufacturer.
Correct.
Right? At that time, the affordability was not there.
Yep.
But still, the belief system that unless we have this, it will not the customer confidence will not be there, and ultimately the business will not grow as we should grow.
True that.
Right?
True that.
I already mentioned, like 3 years before we took a decision of implementing, we had a ERP system in place.
Yep.
But implementing SAP. Right? That was a big decision for us. But looking back now, 3 locations, the 4th location coming up, and without a robust system, we could not have scaled so fast and this way. So today, even if we think about the next 10 plants, it will be, I mean, the system does not have to change.
Correct.
That is another aspect to it. So I think technology, AI based, robotic process automation, there's RPA right now. So there are a lot of things happening on the digitization front. If you see, right now we have 6-7 projects which are live. Work is going on, work in progress.
Yes.
Which are on the digitization part on the shop floor, right? A lot of barcoding, right? You come to our stores in Harnex, you'll see a system which is top notch.
Yes.
For barcoding, and I mean there is 0 person based interference.
Correct.
And that has led to, in the wiring harness industry, there are so many child parts, right?
Right.
It is humongous, it is exorbitant, and in that scenario, if you're able to really have error in this thing, 0 stock discrepancy.
Correct.
Okay, the last 2 years, our stores on all the 3 locations have been 0 stock discrepancy.
Perfect.
Because it is fully barcoded, there is no person dependence,
right.
And every location has a barcode. There's a dynamic location allocated to every part. So there's no fixed location where you have to keep the part. So giving an example, that technology, how does it change? And the scenario before we implemented this was the stores people were, they had to wait every day. They had to search for the product part, right? A lot of parts were mismatched. Every time stock taking happens, there is some or the other parts which are missing. There's this thing. So it was inventory taking was such a big hassle.
Correct.
But technology, when we implemented this, now stores they're so happy. Those people working in the stores area, other people, because the purchase team does not have to fight at the last moment.
Correct.
Now the same thing we are trying to implement on the shop floor area.
Right.
But it helps. It makes life very easy for the people.
Very easy.
But if it is implemented in the correct way.
True.
Otherwise, it becomes a burden again.
Yeah. And in addition to the fact that we also have our own R&D team also.
Yes.
It's like a cumulative output. Right.
Yeah. So R&D is a different aspect. R&D we initiated a couple of years back with the intention that we want to develop our own products.
Correct.
Right. So up till now, we were only a kind of a build to print. Manufacturer, where the customer was giving us the drawing and we were executing as per their designs, right? But this particular thought of establishing a R&D, having a robust investing in the software, investing in development of the products, okay, getting it the DVP done from ARI and other agencies. This particular thought process came because we wanted to diversify into. So right now we are also diversifying into electronics manufacturing.
All right.
So there are a lot of products which are lined up for the electronics. That particular sector, and so that way R&D was set up with that particular mindset.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Rohan, the next question is largely a global question. It's not a localized question. Most legacy businesses, they have a phase of change management where succession, the business flowing from orthodox or conventional to modern, is a challenge area, right? Now in Harnex, how are you, manifesting these changes?
So if you talk about succession planning, right? Somehow this particular phase is not relevant for us right now.
Okay.
But if you ask my views about it, so why it's not relevant is because me, my younger brother Rohit, Devendra, we 3 are active in business right
Correct.
now, right? And we are the directors in the company handling different roles in the organization.
Correct.
So leadership at the top is really not the concern right now about having a succession plan in place.
Okay.
Right? But still, if you ask me about succession planning, there has to be a proper roadmap to it.
Right.
In terms of, and the people, even if it is a family business, we have tried to professionalize it to the level possible. There is a lot of scope right now also, but still we have gotten professionals, we have gotten decision makers. Okay, so all decisions do not flow through us as owners, right? Most of it is taken by the team who is a capable team.
Right.
So belief system is you have to have a person capable in the departments or the plants. For every plant we have got a plant head leading the plant, right? And he's given the freedom and authority to really lead the way. There are of course certain guidelines which are controlled by the corporate. But right now we have a structure where we have a corporate, 3 plants, and the 4th one coming up. So that way, and there is a team which is in the corporate, a proper org structure
Right,
to it.
right.
So usually in family businesses, it is like one person, 2 people controlling a lot of things, everything passing through them.
Right.
So that kind of I think professionalizing the company is more important.
Correct.
Once you professionalize the company, then succession, like hiring the right CEO for the organization. So I think capability is always should be looked at.
Correct.
Right? And even if you have people who are from the family business joining the organization, right, then they should have their bottom-up approach, right? They start at the GET level.
Yes.
They get trained in certain areas. A proper structured way of grooming them through different departments, and then they coming at the top and leading the organization. Instead of right away coming and first day boss ka beta, right?
Glass cabin AC.
Glass cabin AC. So that will not really give them the foundation required to really run the business successfully.
Right.
Which is, I mean, if you are a ground up person, then you really know what is happening in the organization.
True.
You know the shop floor, you know the processes, you know the people's mentality, right? And it becomes, I mean, that is a journey you have to go through, right? Even I have gone through that journey, right? My father did not ever tell me that do this, do that. He told me, I mean, and that was a good thing for me, I would say, because I did not know. It was a clean slate. What do I have to do in this organization?
Right.
I used to be on the shop floor. I used to interact with the people. I used to go and present. I used to go and discuss with my dad that we need to do these things. This is something which is coming up. We need to, in the new plant, these all things. I used to go we had hired a consultant. I used to go after my office, I used to go at 10 p.m. to his house, pick him up, get him to the plant, work with him till 1 a.m., again drop him home.
Okay.
So these kind of things. So you have to really build the business from
ground
up. And when you have done all those things, it becomes very easy for you when you have the macro view. You know what is happening in the micro also.
True.
But only having the macro view and not being aware of the micro becomes a very, very big disaster for the organization.
True.
So that is one important. So about succession planning, whoever you choose as a successor should be a ground up person, should be capability wise deserving candidate for that particular position.
Correct.
And it is okay even if it is a family business, it is okay to let go of that control, right? Of being in the seat of the CEO or something. But you really have to have the mindset of getting the most capable person in that seat.
True.
Right?
And that's the scenario, I think, in all sectors, even if it's politics, business, all sectors now. I'll say the Gen Z is very smart. They kind of read it and they don't want to join an organization which is proprietary driven, right? And they read it out. True. So, and this also brings me, this is a related question. So there was a time when, people used to come to the factory, they would speak to people, they would see things and then decide to buy. Today that pyramid is flipped. Today people see the website, they'll make an impression from the social media, what you call as a digital relevance. एक time पे ये था कि visiting card नहीं है तो is this relevant? Today it's website नहीं तो is this relevant? So people now decide, they make up their mind and then they come to the organization. Essentially for Harnex, from a branding, a digital footprint point of view, what are the initiatives that you've taken and what are the best practices you recommend for businesses?
So, see, you are very well aware of
this is a very biased question.
I know, but that's okay. So, but still, last, I would say 7-8 years.
True.
Right? We have worked a lot on the branding side of Harnex.
True.
And today's buyer or today's prospective team member or a prospective client, they have a very big prejudice in terms of what they see online.
Correct.
What reviews they read, what about the organization, what image they are making out from the organization, what image of the company is made from LinkedIn, what image is made from personal branding of the
thought
leadership. So all these things matter a lot.
Correct.
Right? I had, like I mentioned to you, that at one point in time we wanted to hire good team members, and we used to match their expectations, and they used to not join at the end of the day. We tried to really brainstorm what is it that is happening. So one of the parameters was, what is the image that is being portrayed, right?
Correct,
small company, where will I be secure in my job? Okay, will I have job security? Okay, today they are ready to pay, but what about my growth?
Correct.
What about this? So all these apprehensions, right? Now, touch wood, the culture of Harnex. Overall, what work we have done in terms of, and one more important thing, online presence, branding, LinkedIn, whatever, digital marketing is important.
Yeah.
But if your ground reality is different from what is being portrayed, it'll never work.
That's the case with, I think, LLMs like ChatGPT. ईमेल पढ़ के जब आदमी सामने आता है तो ईमेल कुछ आदमी कुछ ऐसा हो जाता है.
Yeah, so that is ऐसा होता है, और उससे फिर उससे ना और भी भरोसा टूट जाता है कि यार ये लोग जो दिखा रहे हैं ये है ही नहीं.
True.
ये शायद होगा भी 50% होगा भी ना, तो वो बोलेंगे नहीं 100% नहीं है.
True.
So along with maintaining that online branding, it is very important to maintain the ground reality also. Correct, that way.
Correct, absolutely.
Because otherwise वो वैसे हो जाता है कि यार सपना टूट जाता है, कस्टमर का भी, टीम मेंबर का भी, कि यार मैंने सोचा क्या था कंपनी के बारे में और क्या है. So no doubt branding is important, but work has to happen 360 degrees.
Correct.
It cannot happen on one aspect and other aspect ignored, right? So we worked on all the aspects. Right now, like I said, we professionalized the company to a great extent. The digital presence, overall Harnex, in terms of the industry we are in, has a very good reputation, has a very good brand name. Okay, there are so many customers who really want to work with us. We are also, as a good partner, we see each other, and usually in the customer's mind also, business किसको देना है ये decided रहता है.
Correct.
Right? It is a prejudice that they carry, right?
Yeah.
Now only the question is किस price पे देना है. Now they negotiate on price, but they have in mind that this business should go to this particular person.
Correct.
That is what I have seen in the years decided, and that all comes through this particular exercise and what you live. For an example, take Modi ji.
Yes.
Right? He knows how to market the things, activities, that the initiatives that they are doing, right?
Correct.
But at the same time, it is important that groundwork is happening.
Yeah.
So imagine if there was no groundwork happening, this particular activity would fizzle out after some time.
Yes.
कि लोग ऐसा सोचते हैं कि यार ये सब दिखा रहे हैं लेकिन कुछ है नहीं.
Correct.
So it is important 360 degree. You are also marketing it well, but at the same time you are doing the things required at the ground level.
It's like a touch and feel, right? Apart from the narration.
Yes. But answering your question, it is a very important thing in today's era that you have a good PR, good marketing, good personal branding, good branding of the organization overall, because that is where people are now, right?
Correct.
Average person spends 2 hours a day on social media.
On social media.
So there, be it WhatsApp, be it LinkedIn, be it Facebook or anything else, but I think it is very important from the organization perspective, from personal branding perspective. It makes a lot of difference in the way people perceive you, perceive your organization, have an image about your organization.
Correct. Yeah. What we call as pride of association.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
So which also brings me to my next question. As a young business leader, looking forward in the generations to come, what are the kind of criterion you created to attract young talent in a way that they blend into our system?
I think one of the most important factors is capability.
Correct.
Right? The person we are hiring for a particular position,
yes,
right? He should be capable of that particular work to be done.
Which is paramount.
Which is paramount, because unless you have the right person in the right seat, it'll be a misfit, and then neither the organization is happy nor the person is happy. Correct. Because that kind of growth he will not get, he or she will not get. So that is one criteria. Now for that evaluation of that criteria, we have put in a lot of processes in the hiring itself. Right? We have 4-5 stages from which the person has to pass to really be hired, and even at the junior most level and the senior most level.
Correct.
So there are certain aptitude tests, certain this thing which they have to really pass through. Right? There's a HR round, there's a personal interview. There's so many. So that is one important criteria about capability. Second is about culture matching.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So whether that particular person fits into the organization culture.
Correct.
Whether he will enhance the culture, whether that kind of value system matches. And more or less in Harnex, whatever people we have hired till date, right? 90% of the cases, value system is, we have given that importance to the value system, where a person coming to the organization is really living those values and taking care of those values and imparting, passing it on to the team members, right? Because you have a person with a different value system, it becomes very difficult to really gel.
The mapping is critical.
Mapping is critical. So that is the second criteria, right? And based on which we do the hiring. Third is willingness criteria, right? Like many times it is found that there is, I have a we have a term called as PPW and DPW, right? Which is coming from my mentor, who is Manish Gupta sir.
Correct.
Chrysalis is his organization,
right?
And he's a mentor to our organization.
Absolutely.
So he has given these two words to us. It is a passionate person working,
right,
and a dead person working,
right?
Okay, PPW is passionate person working, and DPW is a dead person working. So now what is it? We have, even if you see our cafeteria, I think you only executed it. So there's a mirror in the cafeteria.
Correct.
Where you go look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself a question: who am I today?
Absolutely.
Right? So, and on the left side you have a PPW, qualities of a PPW person.
Yeah.
And the right side you have a DPW, qualities of a DPW.
True.
So we generally look for a person who is a PPW.
Correct.
Right? Because, and in any profession, any organization, you go to a restaurant, you will find a person, if a waiter is who's coming and asking you, taking your order and delivering to you, you can easily make out whether he's a PPW or a DPW. Okay, you don't get that vibe, that energy from a DPW working for your organization.
Right.
So we usually have this particular thought in mind that a person is really passionate about what he is doing.
True.
Willingness is there to work, right? And in growing organization, it is a challenging environment where you have to stretch yourself a lot. And person who really, I always keep on giving this example, again I'll give it here, that there are always two types of people, right? And I especially quote this to people who are freshers in our company or initial years, 4-5 years of their career, right? That a person who thinks that I am working for these many hours and this is the salary I get paid and this much only I will work, right? And there's another kind of person that irrespective of what I am getting, I'll give my 200%. I will, not looking at what remuneration I'm getting. I'll put in my best of the best efforts to it. I've always seen the second type of people grow very fast in the ladder, right? In the organization. Maybe some organization will not do justice to their work, but their career will definitely be rewarded.
Correct.
So I always motivate them to be the second type of person.
Right.
Because, and today also, even if we are, I consider ourselves as established players in the industry, still today on an average we are working, I am working 10-11 hours a day.
True.
Right? True. Which is not a stress for me, not a, I don't get worked out, I don't get burned out. Right? Because that is something which I really love working. Really passionate about.
True.
So that is what these are the qualities that we look into the people. And I think more or less people, and one more important realization over the years is when you leave it to people, they surprise you.
True.
The way they do things, the way they get things done, it is really appreciable.
True. Very true. And we've realized this, at least, there's this one generation of ours, caught between what money can buy and what money cannot buy. And this is a factor which is very true. All these factors which you said. True. So, Rohan, brings me to my last question and the most important question. 58 years, the third generation is a really long time, right? And a lot of things have changed in these 6 decades, I must say. Going ahead for the next, actually I had framed my question honestly, what for the next 10 years. But if I may ask, considering the rate at which our country is growing, the way we are adopting these changes and then the people participation in it, what is your plan for the next 25 years? What is the vision you set?
25 years, frankly, we have not set a vision for 25 years.
Okay.
But the next 10, 15 years of our journey, like you said that India is in a very sweet spot for manufacturing right now. And we are very fortunate to have in the space where it is a growing area,
True,
right?
true.
It is a kind of a sunrise industry. There are a lot of opportunities available to us.
Very true.
So with the kind of environment available, the kind of customers we have, the kind of business that is available, the team that we have. So I think today more important is everybody has, I mean, finance, or everybody has the space, amount, money, everything. But unless you have the right set of people, you cannot really build on a good, brighter future.
Absolutely.
So we are fortunate to have a very good team with us, aligned team where we are able to grow. There are so many new things happening in the organization. So we are looking at really growing at a faster pace. We've like kind of pressed the accelerator pedal for growth, as well as our approach is, like I already mentioned, that it should be a balanced growth. It should not be a haywire growth, not sustainable. That kind of growth we don't desire.
Right.
We are okay to earn less. We are okay to grow less, but not at a pace where we collapse. Right?
Correct.
Like 58 years we have sustained in the business. For the next 58 years, we have to be really growing at a pace which is sustainable.
Correct.
Where people will be motivated to work, people will enjoy working with us. In this particular environment, customers will enjoy working with us. They will have the feeling of a satisfied customer working with Harnex. So this is the kind of a future that we are envisioning.
Absolutely.
Right? And we want to be one of the best players in the industry in what we are doing. Right?
True.
Right now, wiring harness electronics is something which we are pursuing in the industry with the upcoming electric vehicle revolution, and there are so many things lined up. So it is a very, very promising.
It's a very exciting
era which is we are looking at ahead of us.
Absolutely. And we wish you the very best for it, Rohan.
Thank you so much.
So I thoroughly enjoyed this conversation, and there are a lot of points, Rohan, which you mentioned, and I could relate with it because we work in this domain of manufacturing, and we are directly face to face with business leaders in manufacturing. And I'm sure this particular episode, makes it a very real case scenario where people can relate with it.
Yes.
So Rohan, thank you for your time and being a part of our podcast.
Thank you, Bijoy. And I would like to mention one more thing, that Vision Craft is working with us for the last 8-9 years on the branding side.
Yeah.
You've done a fantastic job. We want you to do a fantastic job ahead also.
Thank you.
And I think you must have also realized as a vendor to us that it is kind of a frictionless association which is there, and I believe that this kind of association really, it'll always be there. It'll not always be that everything is rosy.
Right.
There might be situations where we have ups and downs, where work will be more or less. These kind of situations happen, but I don't recall a conversation between us as customer and vendors where there is some kind of friction. I don't really enjoy working in this kind of environment.
Correct.
So look forward to a good association in the future also. We have been associated for the last 8 years now.
Yeah.
But all the best for your journey also. And
thank you.
All the best for this podcast series.
Thank you, Rohan.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Okay.